Dude, I don't even care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care. They rewrote everything basically in that last episode. This is going to be like a She-Hulk episode 9 review slash season 1 review sort of deal. And yeah, like, I still feel like episode 8 was the best episode in my opinion. I enjoyed episode 8 because Daredevil, but how Daredevil's character kind of helped with the show a little bit more, and the show's like it meshed with the show's writing up until a certain point that it made me kind of enjoy. If I had a little bit more of that, it would have made me enjoy the season a lot more. It leaned into Jennifer Walters is a person. She's not just a She-Hulk. She's not just She-Hulk. She is a person. They leaned into that a lot, especially towards the end. And I was really hoping that we would get into like something covering that more so in the final episode. And they really didn't. I mean, they did everything that would happen, like in the sense of she's a Hulk. She raged out at this gala event, and because of that, she got sent to the raft, which I didn't like because it was like, I feel like objectively speaking, it makes sense, but I feel like also she like the one dude that she actually let in and she really like connected with, and he just ghosted her. He literally filmed that whole thing, and I felt really away about that. I really wish this entire season kind of leaned into that more and didn't try to make it seem like, I wish it wasn't so surface level at times, you know what I'm saying? Like, it felt very surface level at times watching this show. And even watching this final episode. I mean, like, so apparently She-Hulk does break the fourth wall in the comics from what I've heard, so that's a thing. And yeah, so like She-Hulk's in the raft, and of course she gets bailed out, but then a bunch of things happen. Like, we come to find out what the Hulk King thing is about, and that whole Reddit thread and intelligentsia and all that stuff. And it's pretty much just a bunch of She-Hulk haters like getting together and having like a convention, a conference sort of thing. And then the person who is the head of the conference, or the keynote speaker, however you want to put it, is Abomination. And that was just really like, it was all so weird. Like, I want to say it was mind-blowing, but with this show, sometimes certain things don't feel mind-blowing. It almost feels like, hey, this is something that probably would have crossed some fan's mind. Let's just throw it at the wall and just put it. Like, that's literally what they did. Man, I don't even know, like, what else really needs to be said. I mean, that happens. Jen ends up, and the reason why that kind of ties together is because Jen ends up going back to Abomination's, retreat place. And she goes there, kind of, wind down, relax. Her friend Nikki, which they didn't really follow up with anything about Nikki potentially being like a witch or something like that, but Nikki and the other guy, don't remember his name, don't care to remember his name, they get connected with intelligentsia, and that's kind of how that whole storyline of like the She-Hulk haters, like, but it is what it is. Like, it's just a bunch of men that don't like She-Hulk. The guy who's with Nikki gets into that whole convention, and that doesn't even matter. They get into the convention, they infiltrate the convention, and now kind of like getting back to where I was with Jen, she's at the retreat place. And then, like, she opens this door, and it's the door to the conference. I'm like, I can't make this stuff up. It's so weird. It makes sense, but it's weird. It makes sense because Abomination / Emil Blonsky, I believe that's his, like, real secret identity, whatever you want to call it. I can't think of the proper word. It's like that whole conference was, like, there. And it felt very weird. Like, when that happened, I was like, I was very confused like watching it. And so yeah, so she sees that, she gets mad about all of that, and she just kind of hulks out, obviously, and just kind of goes at Abomination and be like, I can't believe that you did this. And the thing is though too, it's like, yeah, like overall, like Abomination is Hulk's villain, but because She-Hulk is a Hulk as well, kind of adjacent. So Abomination is like, Emil Blonsky can turn into Abomination at will. So it's just all very weird. Like, it's almost like they pacified everything about everything going on in the Marvel universe that was dealt with in the show. They kind of pacified it, like, in a certain way. Even in the first episode, or was it the second episode, like the post-credit scene about like Captain America had, you know, him and, you know, he did it with someone. He didn't die a virgin, or he didn't freeze a virgin, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was funny. But then there's just other stuff throughout the entire season that's just like, I feel like to a certain degree now too, as much as I enjoyed episode 8, I felt like they kind of pacified Daredevil. It just seemed like he was way too happy. But maybe that's the Daredevil we would have gotten had we got a season 4 of Daredevil, because Daredevil ended at season 3. So like after season 3, there's nothing left. So maybe that's why, and that's why he's like that. But there's a lot of pacification, if that is a word, pacifying of all of this, like all these different things. But yeah, like just getting back to She-Hulk finding all that out, all of that was really crazy. A bunch of different things happen. She finds out, so obviously she hulks out. All of a sudden, like, now it turns into a big thing. All the guys there are like, whoa, like, she's here, da da da. They start getting mad and stuff. And apparently the reason why, what was his name? Todd Phillips? I think Todd Phillips. It's crazy if I remember that man's name right correctly. He was asking for his specimen in earlier episodes. He was literally asking for his specimen so he could become a Hulk, because essentially the whole show is just about, I'm sorry, like the whole season is literally just about how a woman becomes She-Hulk, becomes a Hulk. And because she becomes a Hulk, now it's kind of like, oh, if she can become a Hulk, then anyone can become a Hulk. It's like, it's a little bit more intricate than that, buddy. Like it's about like the fact that she is actually related to Bruce Banner, who is the Hulk, and they have similar DNA, all that stuff. And I just say all that to say, because when the guy uses the specimen to become a Hulk, he looks like this like disfigured form of a Hulk or something. Like he just looks really, really messed up. Really messed up. So it's just kind of one of those things that's, all this stuff starts getting crazy. The Hulk shows up all of a sudden, and him and Abomination are fighting. Because in my head at first, I was kind of like, this kind of makes sense, because I mean, like he screwed Jen over because he's doing this thing, even if he doesn't mean Jen any harm. So now Hulk, so we get to have an actual like Mark Ruffalo Hulk versus Abomination. We get to have that, but that's not even like a real fight. And like everything just gets really, really crazy and messy, and it gets to the point that Jen has to break the fourth wall. And Jen fully broke the fourth wall. She broke the fourth wall. I shit you not. Jen broke the fourth wall, went to the writer's room, had a conversation with them, telling them to change everything that they're doing because they're not doing a good job. Then they're like, oh, well, we can't really make any changes like that. If you want to make some big changes, you have to go to Kevin. You know they're talking about Kevin Feige. So she goes to Kevin. I'm not going to say Feige, because basically Kevin is literally just a fucking drone / AI, or an AI robot that literally comes up with all these different outcomes of Marvel TV shows and movies like that come out. Like everything. Like, it was fun. But it was also kind of like, damn, like, y'all don't want to just stick to what happened and just kind of let it be. Everything prior to the conference and Todd wanting to become a Hulk, that part I could probably live without. But at least, like, maybe They could have gotten into more of the personal shit. Like that was some Deadpool shit that they did. Like I could see that happening in Deadpool, because Deadpool always does like this very fourth wall breaking, out of pocket like moments. Like Deadpool just does that. But I really wanted to see more of like Jen just really being like, damn, like I really went crazy. I went crazy at this gala over this stuff, and it was really messed up. Like I feel justified for doing that. But then at the same time too, like, I guess I get it, but still, like, I have really mixed feelings about that. And if anything, it should have been a finale of like her not being sure if she even wants to be She-Hulk anymore, or what that might even look like. Like, does she want to be She-Hulk the hero, or is she like, I still don't know? And then we're gonna have like a season finale where it's like, well, she doesn't know. Like, we know she's gonna become a superhero. But it's just like the way that they executed this is they could have done without it. They could have done without a lot of stuff. Like She-Hulk as a TV show could have done without a lot of the fluff. A lot of these extra things. Like there's certain episodes of She-Hulk that I feel like they could have just grouped into like 2 episodes. Or group 2 episodes into 1 episode. That's how I feel about it. I don't think it needed to have 9 episodes, or if it did, I feel like the Daredevil episode 8 should have been episode 7. This episode should have been episode 8, and then episode 9 should have been like, because here's the thing, it's like some of these shows like a Loki, like a Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like a WandaVision, they kind of had that Marvel movie third act ending where it's like a big fight at the end. There's always a big fight at the end. Now, yes, She-Hulk subverted the expectations, but it's just like, how should I even look at this show now? Do I even take it seriously? Do I just kind of put it in that part of that section of my brain that just treats this in some sort of suspended belief? I don't know. I don't know how to even think about it, how to feel about it. Like, because I feel like there's moments here and there that I did enjoy about this show, but it's just not enough for me to want to even care about a second season. Will I watch the second season? Sadly, yes, because I mean, this is Marvel. Like, I'm in this shit for life. Like, I'm a prisoner at this point with Marvel, man. Like, I'm gonna watch the second season, but it's also one of those things, like, I have to go into this with the mindset of I don't really care about what I'm watching. Like, I don't care. I'm not gonna think too much about all this. I'm like, that's how I feel. It's low-hanging fruit. Like, there's aspects of the show that could have been explored a lot more, and I don't know if maybe this means the comics is low-hanging fruit, and maybe She-Hulk overall is low-hanging fruit of a character. I don't fucking know. That's just how I feel watching this. Like, I'm very kind of disappointed about how the show ended, and honestly, overall with this like show in its entirety, like, kind of disappointed too. Like, I feel like She-Hulk could have been a 6-episode series like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or a 6-episode season. Yeah, because I feel like there's just so much that they didn't need to do. Like, yes, the Easter egg stuff, Marvel is always going to do a good job at the Easter eggs. So I feel like personally for me, I would say, as someone who didn't know She-Hulk like that prior to watching this show, like, as someone who didn't know She-Hulk like that, I don't really care for her having another season. I really don't. I don't. Like, and I hope that, I'm not even gonna say it, but yeah, I just don't. That's how I feel about it. I don't think She-Hulk needs another season. I really hope I'm obviously gonna watch it, but it's just like, I'm very conflicted, because it's like, damn, this shit sucks. Like, and not the overall show per se, but at least like this whole feeling It's just tough being a consumer of the MCU. I'm telling you right now. Here's the thing. I don't just feel this way because of She-Hulk by itself. I feel this way because like it's kind of been a buildup of feelings with these shows. Like, and you know, I'm not trying to say like don't watch these shows if it's not for you, you probably shouldn't watch it. But if it's something you're interested in, check it out. Like, I'm just trying to be as objective as possible in that sense. Like, I'm not trying to steer you all away from wanting to watch these shows, these movies that have come out in phase 4. But I'm just like, man. Now, back to She-Hulk overall. Actually, no, I feel like I recapped She-Hulk pretty much. Yeah, episode 9 wrapped up pretty much with like She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall. Everything got changed. And with everything being changed in episode 9, and when I say everything's been changed, it's just more so like I believe that in She-Hulk episode 9, everything after her getting bailed out from the raft, I think all of that got changed, I want to say, because what ended up happening was, dude, I don't even care anymore. I don't care. They rewrote everything basically in that last episode. I mean, they rewrote everything, I guess, how it did happen. Abomination is not on probation anymore. He's going back to the raft. Everyone finds out that like Jen wasn't in the wrong, which we know she wasn't, but like I still would have liked some character development for Jen. Jen and Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, are now kind of seeing each other because it's so weird watching. That was weird. Like I said, I really enjoyed episode 8, but that was kind of a little weird. It was a little weird. Like maybe like weird. Like I might have cringed just a little bit. Because I like Matt Murdock's character. I love Daredevil, but like, it's just, I don't know if it's something in the writing or what, but like, I kind of cringed a little bit with that. Hulk has a son named Scar. His son is definitely a cool, like him and his son, Hulk. I'm not saying Bruce Banner. I'm not saying Bruce Banner had a son named Scar. I'm saying Hulk had a son named Scar. Hopefully we get more of that in like the next Marvel movie that can go into that, or because I know it's still going to be a little while before we get a Hulk movie, but I do think we will get a Hulk movie. I do think we will, but yeah. Damn, what else is there? Oh yeah, and actually even in the execution of how everything happened, Jen literally asked for Daredevil to come back. Like, even in that, how it happened, it was very, like, it was funny, but also kind of cringy a little bit. Like, I don't know. Like, She-Hulk is a fun show. It's a cringy show. It's I don't want to say complex, but boy, it hurts my brain cells sometimes watching the show. And I really have to just turn off my brain or something when I watch the show. Man, like, I don't know if like my demographic is just, I don't know if I'm part of the demographic that likes to watch She-Hulk, you know. I don't know. Like when it comes to, now here's the thing, I enjoyed WandaVision too. And maybe I just enjoyed WandaVision just because like I love Scarlet Witch, so I don't care. But I don't know, it's like, I wish we got a balance of everything, and I feel like She-Hulk just didn't do that. It's not what I expected. Now, like, what would I rate She-Hulk compared to all the other shows, or just rate She-Hulk in general? I'd say, like, She-Hulk is like a C+ show, in my opinion. Like, a C+ meaning, like, I guess I'll let it pass, but boy, it had to work hard towards the end to make sure it like guarantees that it passed. You know what I'm saying? But then it also still stumbled in the 9th episode. That's the best way I can put it, really. So yeah, man, I hope I'm not the only person that has this sentiment with She-Hulk, but if I am, shoot, Let's have a discussion about it. But if you guys did enjoy like She-Hulk and you guys got some thoughts you want to let off with She-Hulk, please feel free to share. Please comment down below. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about She-Hulk. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give me that like. Also, subscribe for more. I told you, reviews coming on the way. I told you. Why the heck did I say reviews coming on the way? Is that even a real sentence? Is that even grammatically correct? I told you guys, reviews are on the way. Like, I did my Black Adam review. I did my She-Hulk episode 8 review. I did my Black Adam spoiler review. That should be out by now if you're watching this video. So go check that out. Please definitely check that out. Black Adam, that was a good ass movie right there. But we're not talking about Black Adam. We're talking about She-Hulk and She-Hulk here in Timeout.